Hello, my name is Shane Yakel, and welcome back to Ohanorama. Today is another Scott's Walk. Scott's Walk. It's a long one, so I better let it get started.
Alright, today on Scott's Walk, we have taken the day off. As you can see behind me, there's a roof on that house. Everything else is just making it nice and, putting up some boards here and there. Structure's built. Everything's nice and ready for, somebody to go live in there. You could, in comparison to the shack that we've all been living in, the two shacks. That's a much nicer area. It may not have doors, it may not have all the plywood and screening up yet, but it's definitely there. And it's been a pretty, I don't know how to even explain it. It's been such an experience to know that all of us can come together and do a thing without capsizing. It's amazing. But anyway, today is the day that we do nothing. And I'm enjoying that. My body aches, everything hurts. Climbing around on a roof for 3 days, 4 days straight. It'll work your legs out. It'll work your back out. Let me tell you something about that clear plastic roofing. It's not fun. You can't stand on it. You can't be too rough with it. You can't talk to it angrily, or it might shatter and break on you. I kid. It's pretty resilient, actually. It doesn't have as much play as, of course, as the metal, but it's nice, and it brings in the sunlight, so you don't have to use your power from the sun to light up an area that can be lit with the sun itself. I don't know, probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's been a long couple of months. Well, month. I don't even know where we're at. What is today? Sunday? Who knows? This is this side of it. We got roof, we got roof. We hate that tarp. I don't know how many times we've had to pull and stretch and try to get it to fit so things wouldn't get as wet as, they have been. Alright, now I'm up in it. That caulk there will dry clear in a week or so. Everything's everything. I'm going to put some plywood up there. We still have support beams to run across. They sat in this little archway for the windows, which is really cool looking. I'm not sure if it adds stability, or I'm sure it does, but I think it's just there for pretty, which is fine. Anything. There'll be plywood up there. Those will all be covered in plywood. I've got this little, what do you call it? It's where you keep your food. It's like a food closet. I can't remember the name of it because my brain's not working today. I've shut it off because I don't really need it. Now, there's a front door, there's a back door. Front door goes into the pantry, now that I remember what it's called. You walk in, and this is their beautiful bedroom area. It's quite spacious. A beautiful sliding door that will eventually go off into a deck, or there will be a hot tub or a tub or something, whatever they decide, whenever they decide. Walk through the bedroom here, and you walk right into the bathroom. What will be the bathroom. It's all Still open at the top because we haven't gotten that far. Still got blocking to do. And then from the bathroom, you go right into this closet. This is a very big closet. The chickens are making some noise. Let's go see what they're angry about. See if we can figure it out. Sounds like they're under the house. I look, we got a couple eggs down there where they're hiding. We had a couple mongoose come up earlier today. A couple mongoose, about 2 of them. And yeah, I seen them. They're working in pairs, trying to get our chickens eggs, which they've been laying in a different spot. I think they're kind of smart because they'll lay 1 egg in their little chicken area, and then they'll lay the rest somewhere else. I assume that's because they're trying to keep the mongoose away from their area. Here, go in here. As you can see, there's some broken egg in there where they got them today. We put this little trap here, hoping to lure them back in, but they're smarter than that, I believe. And that's fine. They can have them. We get plenty of eggs anyway. Yeah. So if you remember seeing all the videos from before, if you've watched through them, this was a huge undertaking. That was all mud and it was all trees, along with everything else. Any path you see cut through here, we did it. School bus that you can't park anywhere. Yeah, so we've accomplished some things. We've got to work on getting Travis and Angela's house area cleared at some point. We got a chainsaw, but the muffler fell off of it, and we got a new muffler about 4 days ago. And we don't have bolts to put it on. I assume they'll get around to that when they absolutely need the chainsaw, because as of now we're using machetes and other large sharp objects to cut into things, which isn't that bad. It's actually pretty easy once you get in the groove of it. As a matter of fact, I went and cut some area out around our place, and I'll take you over there and show you that. So if you remember, we got this thing for free from a lady to try to fix her other truck, and well, she blew the engine on that thing. Not the one in front of us, but the truck that we tried to fix. So we were unable to help her, really, but she's still kind enough to hand this vehicle over to us. It's got some issues. Not sure what they are yet. Nothing crazy, I don't think. But we'll get around to it eventually. Silly little walkway. Oh, I don't know when the last time anybody saw any of this was, but it was kind of built up and full of everything. You can see I've got 2 piles of stuff over there that I've pulled out. I had a little burn pile, but the fires around are hard to keep going. Everything's so full of water. Everything is always wet. It's burns for 10 minutes and then it's out. Can't make coals. The Ohias, those guys right there, they're so full of water that it's just impossible to get them to burn unless they've been sitting for a while. I was thinking real hard, since this is a hill right here, and I'm trying to build over here to this edge, that I might just push everything that way, because it's flat. Then I could put water catchment up here on the hill and gain a little bit of pressure, which would be a decent situation. And back off in there is nice and flat. It's a nice little area. It just needs to be cut out some more so you can see it. But beyond that, I'm still kind of wondering where and if I want to put our house here or over there. Either way, it's not a huge issue. Just a little cutting and clearing. And with what we've learned so far, we could probably do less and get away with it. Just throw a house on top of the jungle. Move all the big trees out of the way. Just be done with it. I don't feel like it's going to be too much of an undertaking to get my stuff, our stuff, situated to a place where we can be happy with it. Gary did a walk the other day, and he mentioned something about trying to obtain more property around us, which would be an amazing idea, and they've been working pretty hard to accomplish that. This property to my right here is apparently in a trust or something's tied up and this or that, and so they're working diligently to contact people, get the right avenue to possibly purchase that piece of property, which, like I said, would be quite amazing because these lots are very thin. They're very long, but they're very thin. And if we could get one more lot that way, we'd have plenty of room to expand or whatever we decide to do in the future. And fortunate enough for us right now, even though it's been on and off the market quite a bit, there's a piece of land right on the other side of this one that's right here, and it is for sale. They want quite a bit of money for it, which is still not bad. It's not a bad amount of money. Still seems like a little too much for as long as it's been there, but what are you gonna do? So I took this path the other day. That's our property line. There's one property line right there. We just look slightly this way. See that line of trees right there? That's the other edge. So if that tells you how narrow they are, then you know it's pretty interesting. And even though you would think a straight line or whatever, but it really veers off like sideways, which gives us quite a bit more room behind Gary's house than we previously thought we had, which is a great thing. And you know, now we know we can expand a little further back. Maybe Travis can push his house further back, you know, get a little bit more breathing room or whatever they decide. I'm not so sure that I'll be here. I leave August 9th. Me and Caden go back to Missouri, where we get to, you know, do everything we need to do to get back over here as fast as possible, because I don't think I'm going to be able to deal with Missouri weather anymore. Or I won't want to, because it's just so freaking beautiful here. But things have to be done. A lot of things have to be done before we can get to a point in our lives where we can get back over here. But I think with the help of everybody, as it has been, that we'll make a pretty nice clip to come back. I can't imagine not being here. It's going to be rough, but it's got to be done. Today is an exceptionally warm day. Usually in the morning I have to put on a hoodie or whatever because it's a very cold 63 degrees. And right now I can't imagine. Let me check and see what kind of weather we're having. It says it's 75. 75, close to the equator. Sun's trying to kill me. But I got a really nice tan going on, which is, you know, easy to do. At least I'm not bubbling and burning like I was when I first got here. Basically boiled me alive, and that was painful. But it subsided quickly, and I no longer have that issue. I just come out here and do whatever, and it doesn't affect me anymore, which is nice. Not real sure what we're going to get into today. Something, nothing, either way. I'm not touching any tools. I'm not building on a house. This is our day off, and I'm excited to do nothing. I'll fill you in if we decide to do some other stuff later. When I last saw you, it was like 10 in the morning. So far, I've done nothing. It's been nice. Gary and Shane went to town to get a dinette set of some sort so it could be put on the porch. And sometime in the near future, we will be migrating everything we've been using that makes sense over to the new house so that we can all congregate up there and have a much wider area to live, which is pretty awesome. I'm glad we've gotten that far. We're cooking some pretty decent food here tonight. I'll take you over there and show you that in a minute. But I was throwing axes, and I wasn't doing very good at it, but I was throwing it into that piece of wood over there.
So you guys ate them all? No,
Yep. I suck at axe throwing, but that's okay. Hey Zelda, what are you doing, dude? Or dudette? Just gonna follow me around? Seems legit. I can get behind that kind of behavior. You want to go hunting for hogs? Oh yeah. So the other day I was in the jungle over here. I'll just walk down there because why not? I was in the jungle over here and I heard something rustling in the bushes to my right, which is just a bunch of more of the land that we just really haven't explored or looked into really. But there's a property line over there, and I was trying to draw that out to find out how much room off of Gary and Karen's house that we had to go, because we still need to put in septic, we still need to put in catchment, so there's still things that need to be put in place. We'll get there soon. Anyway, so where we had Monocalypse at, this treacherous area that is the bane of my existence, and I'm sure I'll have to do it again, and that's okay, but at least I know what I'm in for. Anyway, experience. So I walked up in there, right? Here, let's be quiet for a second. I don't hear anything right now. But anyway, I heard something rustling around in there. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. I had a machete in my hand, and I was just ready to go into it. I went in there, ready to go, and saw this pig. I tried to track it for a little bit, just not very far, just, a couple 10 feet or so, and it kind of scurried away, and I was trying to find it, and then all of a sudden behind me I hear grunting and digging and like something that sounded much angrier than the one I was following. I don't know their demeanor, I don't know what's going on, it's just me out there with a machete. So I backed out, which is fine, because next time I go in there I'll take the gun and we'll see what happens then. Let's go look at the property line from what we can find. As you can see, this gravel that we put down, that was much hardier whenever we first put it down. It's ground itself in, and they say that it'll probably just turn back to black eventually. But I think that I put enough of it down that we're not going to have that much of an issue. We'll see. Anyway, property line. Here we go. That was just what seemed to be a dead log at one point. This guy's pretty resilient. We saw that in Gary's video, right? It's pretty fucking awesome. Hold on a moment. Thought I was about to have a visit from the neighbor. He is on his dirt bike doing things. Anyway, those big old things are cool. Move around. These rocks are huge. But as you can see here, we have property line marks, right? That's pretty cool. Right here, this is how they do it. There's a pin in the ground, and it's metal. And this is the front of the property, plus easements and whatever else that goes off to the road. It's our pole. Anyway, so throughout here, there are all these pink markers, but you have to make it from one to the other. And finding them in the jungle is difficult, especially since I threw my machete down right here and decided that I was just going to roll my way through there, because when we first came here months and months and months ago, before they even bought the property, when we went around on it, I just kind of rolled over everything. As long as you stay on top and don't hit thorns. I don't know if anybody can see that. The thorn got me right in the forehead, which was unpleasant. But it is what it is. Anyway, what I came to find out was that my line that I was drawing of the property, I got lost somewhere in there and decided just to shoot back over and found where the property line really was supposed to be, and noticed that the 20 feet that we thought we had behind that house is more like 60 to 70 feet probably. I don't know. I haven't been back there again to check it out. I might tromp back through there eventually, but right now I'm not trying to do a whole lot of anything. So yeah, that was a fun adventure. I want to go pig hunting. Just grab a shotgun and go out there and kill a pig. Because you can. They're an invasive species here, and there's no licensing or anything needed to carry out such an action, which is delightful. Also going to be doing something a little bit different once I get back to Missouri. I've got a YouTube channel. It's Ohanarama _. So if you look up Ohanarama, it should bring it up also through a search. And I'm going to kind of do a little bit of tracking of, you know, the journey that me and my family back in Missouri are going to have to get through and do things. And I just want to, you know, kind of plug back and forth between our two channels and make sure that, you know, hey, we're all getting stuff done.
you everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Tell me how you like Scott's Walk. And if you want, you can go look for Scott's other channel, like I'm sure he said.
Ohanorama _
Yeah. Well, Mohala. Hello, my name is Shane Yakel, and welcome back to Ohanorama. Today is another Scott's Walk.
Scott's Walk. Scott's Walk.
It's a long one, so I better let it get started.